All right, good morning, everybody. Let's start with those toe lifts. I have found sometimes with my electronic equipment that if a cord is touching another cord, it can cause issues. Heels up, right, then left, or right and left. So today we have Tabatas, 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest, 2 exercises. We're gonna alternate AB, AB for 4 total rounds. Here's 4, 3. We're gonna march nice and high. So think about bracing the core, tuck your ribs a little bit. And we're just gonna try to lift our thighs close to parallel to the floor. So just a good lift. 4, 3, hamstring curls, little tricep press back. Reach your hands back towards your heels, lift your heels up towards your buns. 4, 3, back to our knees. We're going to reach it up. So we're climbing the ladder. And I absolutely feel my buns and other muscles from our workout yesterday in boot camp. Hamstring curls right here, press it back. So I know yesterday was a lot of legs, so hopefully today's not as much legs and we have a little more upper body and core. Here's 4, 3, slow deadlift. So wide stance here, bring it up nice and tall. So we're going to do sumo deadlifts in our workout today. That's just a wider stance, but we're still doing the down 2, up 2. So hinge, hinge, tall, tall. So it's still a deadlift, but it just hits your muscles a little bit differently. Bring the feet in, slow squat. So feet hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider, so maybe shoulder width, but just a nice good sit to stand. So sit, 2, stand, 2. How deep you go is up to you. You can have a little discussion with your hips, knees, and ankles. Doesn't have to be this deep. My knee is a little twingy today, but it's feeling so much better. Good, last one. Forward step and reach. So forward and pull. Just a nice good step. Feet are staying hip width apart. You can start to drop the back knee down towards the floor. Add a reach, cross the body, forward step. Reach it corner to corner. This is another one. If you're ready, start to drop it down into a lunge. 2, side lunge, step it out, hold it here. Nice, good side to side. Yeah, feeling those inner thighs too. What did we do yesterday? I gotta look at that workout. 4, 3, hold it in the center, hands on the thighs, cat-cow. So nice, good inhale, exhale. Go at your own speed. I tend to keep up with the music. If that's too fast, then just keep going a little bit slower. So we're waking up the spine, getting a little bit of control over our core. Last one. Roll it all the way up. Give yourself a little bit of space. We're going to do our plank walkouts. So hinge it down, walk it out to a nice good plank, hold it here. Then walk yourself all the way back up to standing. If you've got that chair nearby, you're gonna step it back into your plank instead of walking it out and forwards. If you need to bend your knees a little bit to get down to the floor, that's okay. It's just something that we work on. We got a couple more. A nice good walk out. Walk it all the way back. We are going to do a little bit more of a warm-up for our shoulders after we come back up to standing. Good, walk it all the way back up. Bring it up into the center. Nice, good shoulder rolls, up, back, and down into your back pocket. Good, 8, 7, 4, 3. Take your right arm, we're going to circle it up and around, and then we're going to come back around to the front. Same arm, up and around, back around. So thumb up, rotate pinky down, thumb up, pinky down. Switching over to the other side. So nice, good circle, then bring it back. Now your circle might be out here. That's okay. Everybody's arms are different, everybody's shoulders are different. You just find that range of motion that works for you. Good, let's take it all the way forward. Nice, good hinge. Open and close your book. So open and close, open and close. So we've got a little bit more upper body, a little more core today, is the plan anyway. We are still doing lower body, but I want to make sure your upper body is nice and warm. Good, 4, 3, 2, bring it all the way up, arms up, pull it down, reach for the sky. So you can imagine you're on your back, or you can imagine that you are against a wall. Try to keep your arms touching. 2, all right, bring it in, shake it out, walk around, grab a quick drink of water. We're gonna go ahead and get started with our workout. And I don't think I need my fan today at all. We might see how that works about halfway through the workout though. All right, circuit number 1, we have staggered squats. So it's a kickstand like when we do a kickstand deadlift. It's not a lunge, it's just step it back or even just have it right next to you, have your heel lifted. So we're just trying to get a little bit of a single leg squat. Second exercise, right arm does a curl, left arm does the side raise. All on one side for 2 rounds and then we switch. Okay, so you can do 2 different weights. You can go heavier on the curl and lighter on the side raise, and that is perfectly all right. But we're gonna do a staggered squat, and if that's not working for your knees today, regular squats are okay too. 20 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So just a little bit of a staggered squat, drop it down, lift it back up. So a staggered squat is closer in, so it's a little bit more of a knee bend than a lunge. If your knees don't like it, you can change your foot position and maybe have your foot out in front, or even if your feet are flat, you're just gonna try to use one leg more than the other. Good, rest. We're gonna do 1 curl, 1 side raise. Try to do them both at the same time. That's the hard part right here. So curl and side raise, curl and side raise. So I'm using a 15 for my curl, I'm using an 8 for my side raise because my shoulders are wimpy. If I'm having a good day, I could do 10s, but good. All right, staggered squat. I'm gonna do the same side. You're more than welcome to switch if that feels better. Here's 2 and 1. So what I want you to try to work on here is I just want you to try to get a little bit of single leg work. I want you to think about one leg having to work harder than the other. So one leg is just there for moral support. So I'm really trying not to push with this leg. It's just there to be helpful. Good, bring it in. 1 curl, 1 side raise. You can adjust your hand position, you can adjust your curl. 2 and 1. So curl and side raise. So my side raise is a little bit out to the front. Scapular plane. If you need to, rotate the hand. Yes, you can do thumb up. Might feel better for your shoulders. Go 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Staggered squat. If you did 2 rounds right, we're now switching over to the left. If you did right, left, now you need to go back to the right. Here we go. So just nice, good squat. Bring it in nice and tall. I have found for me personally, this is my funky leg that has a mind of its own. I really have to focus on what this leg is doing, where my knee is, to get it to work and feel good. Good, rest. 1 curl, 1 side raise. 1 curl, 1 side raise. If you've got to alternate, great, but I want you to try to do it at the same time because this is an amazing brain game for you. A lot of times I get something that kind of looks like this. We try to do a front raise and a side raise. Use your brains, make them work a little bit this morning. Good, 3, 2, and 1. All right, staggered squat. 1 more set. So remember, you can always do, just 1 foot a little bit in front of the other, just like this. So you just have a little bit more support. But you want to make sure that we're not here, right? We got to bend the knee. That's the tricky part. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 1 curl, 1 side raise. 2, and 1. So nice, good curl, nice, good side raise. The arm doing the curl. We don't want to let our arm flip up in front. I want you to keep that elbow pointing down towards the floor. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells down, quick shakeout, walk around, grab a drink if you need it. Circuit number 2. This is reverse to curtsy to reverse and stand tall. So you're gonna step it back, reverse, hold it low, cross, reverse, and stand. Okay, what we wanna try not to do is go down and up and down and up. Try to hold it low if you can, and then we're gonna do a palm facing forward row. You can do the reverse curtsy reverse without any weights. That's perfectly okay. So 20 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So we just hold it. Reverse, curtsy, reverse, and stand. If you're like, not happening today, do a reverse lunge and then a curtsy lunge. It's okay. But this is just a little bit of core training. You don't have to go super deep. Reverse, cross, reverse. Good. Rest. Palms up, rows. Palms up, rows. I need a second dumbbell. If you want to do single side, you can. Good. Time's on. So row, down, row, and down. So pretty quick today. So good. Elbow drive back. Reach and down. Reach and down. Back of the hand is really close to that leg. Last one. Good. Bring it up. Reverse, curtsy, and reverse. Here's 2 and 1. So step it back, cross, back, and tall. We just want to try not to turn our body here, okay? Down, cross, down, lift. You're making that front leg do a lot of work. Good. Here's 2 and 1. Bring it up. Palms facing forward, rows. Shoulders down and back. Pull the ribs down and in. Hinge it forward right here. You can do both at the same time. You can alternate. It's completely up to you. So drive the elbow, lower, drive, and lower. Good. Bring it in. Switching over to the other side. Reverse, curtsy, reverse, and stand. Here's 2 and 1. So take it back, cross, back, and lift. So you can stay tall. Make this a bit of a balance challenge. Take it a little bit deeper. It's going to be a little bit more legs, a little bit more balance. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Palms facing forward, rows. So shoulders down, pull the ribs in, hinge it back, arm up, arm down. So if you're going a little bit lighter, you can do both at the same time. I'm going a little heavier today. I'm kind of doing my normal, but I'm going to alternate. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Got one more set. One more set. And then we're going to do sumo deadlift, so we'll be both feet flat on the floor. Here we go. Curtsy. Her lunge, cross, lunge, and stand. So lower, cross it, lower, and lift. Trying to get our leg to work on its own. Hold yourself nice and stable while you're moving. Here's 2 and 1. Palms up, rows. Palms up, rows. Here's 2 and 1. So drive, lower, drive, and lower. We've got 10 seconds, and then a little rest, and then we're going to move on. Circuit number 3. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, shake it out. A little bit of a walk around, grab a quick drink if you need it. Next circuit, sumo deadlifts. So it's a wider stance, toes can be out towards the corners a little bit. Hinge it forwards, stand up nice and tall. Second exercise is tricep kickbacks. So we just hinge forwards and a nice good kickback. So grab weights you feel comfortable doing a sumo deadlift with. I'm gonna grab my 215s. You can grab 1 dumbbell and that's okay. The 20 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So we start out nice and tall, wider stance, hinge it forwards, and then lift. Same rule applies. We're not here rounding our spine, and we're not pushing our buns back and arching our low back. Try to find that happy medium. Good, bring it in. Tricep kickbacks. I'm gonna use my 10s. It's only 20 seconds, so it's a shorter time period. Good, time's on. Shorter time period, fewer reps. I can go a little heavier. I'm kind of in that between 8 and 10 transition period. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sumo deadlifts. So take the legs a little bit wider, pull the ribs in, hinge it forwards, and then stand up nice and tall. So those dumbbells are going to go down like you're setting them right in line with your feet. Right in line with your feet. So they stay very close to the body. 5 seconds. When we come up to standing, we squeeze our buns, but we do not push our back forwards. Good, rest. We're gonna go for our tricep kickbacks. So again, shoulders down, you can bring your feet in, hinge it forwards, kick it back, and lower. Kick and lower. Elbows are going to stay pointing back behind you. If your elbows start to drop down here, because they're tired, we're gonna start getting biceps again. We've done biceps. 3, 2, and 1. So we wanna focus on the other side with our triceps today. Good, 3, 2, 1, sumo deadlift. So wider stance, still pushing the hips back, a little bit of a soft knee. Soft knee, so it isn't really a bend. You just wanna soften it a little bit. Hinge, get closer to the floor. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Going for triceps. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Kick it back, bring it in. So find that neutral spine position. I sometimes tend to arch on this one, so I do a little tuck just with my abs, pull my ribs and my hips a little closer together. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We have one more set. One more set. And then we have 3 rounds on the floor today. Remember, you don't have to go to the floor. Tuck it in, hinge it back. Here we go, lift it up. Squeeze the glutes, hinge, and squeeze. So I know holding it in front of you, your shoulders want to kind of squeeze in the middle. I still want you to think, pull the shoulder blades down and back, tuck your ribs. 2, and 1. Bring it back up, tricep kickbacks. One more set. 2, and 1. So arms up, hinge it forwards, kick, and in. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, shake it out. Walk around, grab a drink. We're gonna head down to the floor. We have a bit of body weight work today. So we're going to do a crunch with a knee in and a chest fly. If you're standing, you can do a standing crunch. Think elbow to knee, or you can just do a weighted march if you don't want to flex and extend. The chest fly, if you have a band, press it out, hold it out, soft elbows, open and close. If you just have dumbbells, you're gonna start low and bring it up in the middle. Okay, it's a little different. You're gonna get a little shoulders, but I want you to think squeeze the chest. So if you have dumbbells, you're here. If you have a band, put it behind your back, open and close. Let's go ahead and take it down to the floor. And we're just gonna do a crunch with the knee in, and then we're gonna do our chest fly. So take it all the way down, crunch with the knee in. One leg is bent, one leg is straight. We're gonna crunch, hold the knee in, and then extend. 20 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So crunch, in and out. If you don't want to crunch, you can hold the crunch and do the knee in and out, or you can hold a crunch with your head down and do a knee in and out. So you can decide what feels good today. Here's 2 and 1. Bring it in, grab those dumbbells, nice, and be careful. Arms up over your chest, palms facing in, soft bend in the elbow. Let's take it out to the side and then bring it right back up again. So out to the side and back up. If you have a band, you're gonna do the same thing. You're just gonna press that band out, and you're going to keep it in that out position, and you're just gonna open and close. 2 and 1. If you're doing this with dumbbells on the floor especially, set them by your hips. We don't wanna bring our arms out to the side to set those dumbbells down. Good, crunch with the knee in right here. Crunch with the knee, take it out. So a little bit of hips and ribs coming closer together. When we extend the leg and we lower, we still keep our hips and our ribs a little close together. We don't let that low back arch. 2 and 1. Going back for our chest flies. So low back into the floor, arms up over your chest, shoulders down. We're gonna open and we're gonna close. So open and close. The upper arm may come in contact with the floor. The back of your hand should not. If it does, it's a little too much stress on those shoulders. Rest. Let's do our crunch with our knee in, switching over to the other side. So one foot is bent, foot on the floor. We're gonna crunch it up and extend it out. So still keeping that little bit of tension on your abs when you open and lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, one more set. Gonna go for a chest fly. Low back into the floor, arms up. Good, take those arms out and bring it up. Nice, good stretch in your chest and shoulders, but again, no pain, no discomfort. So if you have to stop out here, that's fine. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, one more set. Crunch with a knee in. So hands can be behind the ears or across your chest. Crunch it up, take it back out. Inhale when you extend, exhale on the hard part of the exercise. That's usually our crunch. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're officially at one more set of chest press, or chest flies. So arms up, shoulders down and back, deep breath. Inhale, open, exhale, squeeze them together at the top. Good, 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Carefully set those dumbbells down. You can set them off to the side, set them by your hips. We're going to bring it into the center. We're going to go onto our side. We're going to do a side lying side kick. If you're standing, you're going to do a standing side kick. And then we're going to do tricep press-ups. So if you're standing, Hand can be on a chair. Lift that leg up. I want you to kick it here. I want you to think about lifting that leg as high as you can. Maybe your high is here. That's okay. But I want you to lift that leg and try to keep it lifted the entire time we do a side kick. Tricep press ups. Different variation of triceps. You can do a banded tricep, or if you have a wall right here, you can do a side tricep press up. That's an option too. But we're gonna do 2 rounds on one side, 2 rounds on the other side. 20 seconds, side kick in 3, 2, and 1. So really think, if you're on the floor, we're here, and I want you to try to kick where the wall and the ceiling meet. So I want you to pull the knee in towards the floor. You're kind of at an angle. You're at an angle. So knee comes into the floor, foot pushes up to the ceiling. Knee to the floor, push to the ceiling. 2 and 1. Bring it in, and I'm already feeling that one. You can pull your knees into your chest, top leg straight. Hand is going to be right by your shoulder. Bottom hand hugs your ribs. I want you to try to push yourself up, take it back down again. Push yourself up, take it back down. If this does not work for you, I want you to do maybe skull crushers if you're on the floor. If you're standing, overhead tricep extension or a banded tricep, just a second tricep exercise that's a little different. Good, rest. A little different than the one that you originally did earlier. But let's go for our side kick. So again, we're trying to lift that leg up, pull the knee in, kick it out to the side. So we're working our hips, we're working our glutes, but I want you to think side hips, side glute, side buns. And it's okay if your kick isn't as high as mine. If it's a little bit more flat, that's all right. Here's 2 and 1. Bring it in. Tricep press up. Bottom hand hugs your ribs. Top hand right next to your shoulder, kind of by your chest. You're going to push yourself up, and we're going to take it all the way back down. Experiment with your leg position, especially on the floor, because I find if I pull my knees, both of my knees into my chest, it's harder. If I take my top leg straight, it's a little easier. Here's 2 and 1. We're gonna switch to the other side. You can roll over, you can flip it over. Whatever feels good. Side kick. So bring that leg in, kick it up towards the ceiling. And I want you to think, push your heel towards the ceiling, or where the wall and the ceiling meet. So I know that we're not gonna get it straight up and down. Most of us will not. We do not have the mobility in our hips for that. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, tricep press up, staying on your side, bottom hand, hug your ribs, top hand is right next to your shoulder. I like top leg straight, push myself up, take it back down. Think about times when you have to get out of bed. A lot of times we roll from our back onto our side, and we have to push ourselves up to a seated position. That is something that this is useful for. 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more set. One more set. So we're gonna bring that leg in. So kind of bring it in a little bit towards the floor, and now we're gonna push, and we're gonna kick that heel up towards the ceiling. I definitely feel this right in my outer hip, right in the side of my glute. So this one I am definitely feeling today. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tricep press up, one more set. And then we're gonna be on hands and knees. You do not have to stay on hands and knees. 2, here we go. Press it up, take it down. So find another variation of a tricep exercise that you feel comfortable doing this with. This one can be done with your hand against a wall. Your feet will just be a little bit away from the wall. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, shake it out. You can give yourself a little bit of a child's pose, wiggle those hips, sit them back, because I know I definitely feel my outer thighs on that one. Next exercise is hip rainbows. If you are standing, you're just going to take the leg out and you're going to draw a rainbow. If you can cross behind, great, but it's the rainbow I want you to focus on more than wide. So it can be a wide rainbow, or it can be more of an arched high rainbow. And then low back extension. If you're standing, brace the core. you're gonna do good mornings, okay, this is your standing option. Yes, it's legs, but we're working on core. The rest of us, we're gonna go down to hands and knees. Have something underneath your knees if you need to. Take that leg out and a little bit out to the side in 3, 2, and 1. So we bring it up, rainbow, cross, up and down. You do not have to cross. You can just do a narrow rainbow coming about to the center of your body and then out to the side. We don't want to turn, and we don't want to let our low back arch when we do our lift. Good. Bring it in. We're going to go for our low back extension. So all the way onto your tummy, squeeze the glutes, hand by your chest, or hands by your chest. Option 1, I just want you to lift and hold. I want you to think about squeezing the shoulder blades down and back into your back pocket. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your low back, lift and hold. Rest when you need to. Then lift and hold. So you have options. Focus on the back of the body here. Good job. Hands by the chest, push yourself up, back to a hands and knees position. Round number 2, going for those hip rainbows. Bellies in, lift and cross, and then out to the side. Lift and side. So I'm trying to keep my hip rotated in, my toes pointing to the floor the entire time, really working the glutes. 3, 2, and 1. Carefully bring it down onto your tummy. We're going to do our low back extension. So squeeze the glutes, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now you have the option to squeeze the glutes, squeeze the shoulder blades down and back, but don't lift your upper body. So a little more spine safe, but if you can, lift the upper body just until you feel those muscles right in your low back kick on, and then just hold it. Squeezing the glutes, squeeze the shoulders, good, rest. Bring it back up, switching back over. We're gonna do the other leg, going for hip rainbows. 2, and 1. So up and cross, and then back over. So up and out, and side. So nice, good lift, cross. Here's 2, and 1. Bring it in onto our tummies. I'm gonna come up for standing for this round. 3, 2, and 1. So if you're standing, you're going to focus on that core stability and lift. And you don't even have to come all the way to standing. You can just kind of think, focus forwards, hinge, and then lift. So you're still squeezing your shoulder blades down and back, but you're keeping your ribs tucked. 3, 2, 1. All right, hip rainbows. 3, 2, and 1. So up and over and out to the side. So it can be a shorter, wider rainbow, or you can think about having it be a little bit higher and a little narrower. 3, 2, and 1. All the way down onto our tummies. Low back extension. Last exercise. Squeeze the glutes. Think about pulling the shoulder blades down and back into your back pocket. Hold it there or add the upper body lift. Thinking about holding that tension. So nice and tall, neutral neck. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Bring it down. You can just hang out here. Rest your chin on your hands. Give yourself a little bit of a break. I'm going to give myself a moment. I'm going to come back up to a kneeling position. And then I'm going to come to standing just to put my equipment away for a moment. If you have space and you want to stay down on the floor, go for it. Just rest your chin on your hands. Think about stretching out the front of your body. I just have a very tight workout area, so if I don't have my equipment picked up, I wind up hitting myself, and it does not feel good. All right, let's just take it down, resting on your tummy. If you are standing, you can join us on the floor, or you can just maybe have a seat and just find a really nice, comfortable position. So we're just trying to take some breaths and relax a little bit. Good. 8, 7, 4, 3, 2. Let's go for scorpions. If you're standing, find a wall or a doorway. Let's take our right arm out, 90 degrees at the shoulders, 90 degrees at the elbow, left hand by your chest. You can bend your left leg so your foot points towards the floor. Keeping the right shoulder and arm on the floor, just roll into that right side until you feel a stretch. If you're against a wall, it works better if you're against a corner, like an open outside corner. But against a wall works fine. You won't do the foot thing. You'll just turn your body a little bit away from the wall. So still trying to keep your arm and your shoulder against the wall. Good. Release, bring it in, switch it over to the other side. So arm out, 90-90. Right hand is by your chest. Bend the right leg, roll into the left shoulder. And if you're really tight, you may feel this stretch without having to take the leg across. You can also try just pulling both knees in towards the chest, like we do when we do open books. You might find that that actually feels pretty good. Return to the center, hands by the chest, shoulders down, take a deep breath in, push yourself up, and you can come into a variation of up dog. You can come into Sphinx, or you can stay resting with your chin on your hands. It's whatever feels good for you today. Not everybody likes arching their back this much. Make sure your shoulders are down and your hands are still pretty close to your body. Let's tuck our toes under. We're going to sit it back into child's pose. And I forgot to say, if you were standing to do that one, you could have just pushed down on your hips, kind of stretching out the front of the hips and the tummy. In this child's pose, add a little side to side wiggle. Let's walk both hands over to the right side, keeping your hips close to your heels so you feel a nice good stretch on the left side of your body. So I only take a couple of walks with my hands. I don't go very far. Good. Now let's walk it over to the left. Just reaching towards the corner, feeling a nice good stretch on the right side of the body. Walk it back into the center. Walk your hands back towards your knees. We're going to come up to a half kneeling position. Take one foot out to the front, tuck your tail, squeeze your glute, and we're just going to do a little push forwards. If you need to come to standing, please do. If you need to put something underneath your knee, that's okay too. And let's give ourselves a nice good pat on the back. So walk those fingers back, glute squeezed, ribs tucked. And release, switching over to the other side. I'm going to turn it face front. So just tuck your tail, squeeze your glute, a little bit of a push forwards. When you're ready, you can add in that nice good pat on the back. And I know I talk about tucking and squeezing a lot, but it really does help, especially when you start to lift a little heavier. Think about when you have to lift something at home and it's a little heavy. You've got to brace that core. Release. Let's go ahead and pull that front leg back a little bit. Push yourself up to a standing position. We're going to take our left leg, push the floor away, bring the right leg up. Nice good ankle circles. If you need to hold on to something, good, change direction. You can absolutely hold on to something, but isometric strength work here. Good, switch, right leg down, push the floor away so we stack shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. And then just nice good ankle circles. Change direction. Let's go ahead and bring it down. Take your right leg, cross it behind your left. Push your right hip out to the side and reach for the toes of the right foot. So you're reaching, you're doing a little tilt, a little turn, and then a hinge. So we should feel a nice good stretch in those outer thighs, which is a good one since we did those side kicks today. Bring it up, switching to the other side. So left foot goes behind the right over to the other side. Left hip pushes out to the side, hinge, and reach for the toes on the left foot. And when I say hinge, it's hinging at your hips, not at your tummy and your belly button. Good, 4, 3, 2, bring it up. Take those feet about hip width apart, belly's in, big breath in, pat on the back. Exhale, hands to the small of the back. So big breath in, pat on the back. Exhale, reach. Big breath and reach. Good, one more time. Bring those arms down, thumbs pointing forward, shoulders down and back. So think about cracking a walnut underneath your arms. 2, 1, bring it up, look to one side, look to the other. And I don't know if anybody here has ever eaten black walnuts. They are so good. They're a nightmare to get to, but they are so good. Bring it into the center, big breath in, spread the fingers, spread the toes, and exhale. One more time, big breath. And out. And you are all done.